I am here, and I am planning to get here. Nature didn't care what I wanted. It's raining now. Not sure if I'm going to make it to the end, but I'm going to tough it out a little bit longer. Well, the rain let up, which is good, and now I am here. Well, the sun's threatening to come out. Sounds like a good thing. Not for me. It's already in the 70s, already 100% humidity. I can already feel the heat draining my energy, but we're getting there. 0.8 miles to get to this point, and that is today's goal. Right up here, there's a really amazing bridge with a view. I'll show you briefly, and that's the furthest I've gotten before. So cool here being in the top of the canopy of trees, and that they built such a major bridge just for people walking and bicycling. Nice, Austin. Here's the view all the way around, and it is it's far enough down that it makes my stomach do that thing. Yeah, I don't like going close to the edge. Yeah, it's a ways down. Oh, don't like looking that way. Now that's what I want to see, the end. And I've made it to my destination further than I've ever walked in the morning. Still have to get back home. And I was almost as glad to see this as I was the end of trail stop sign. Okay, started here, went here, made it this far back. This is as far as I would usually go on my walks for the better part of a year. This was the limit of how far I could go. Went so much further today. Still gotta get back to where I started. I'm getting there, but I'm feeling the humidity. I'm so glad that Saturday is my tentative Climb Guadalupe Peak day. I picked it for the weather. Cold front is coming through West Texas the day before, so my climb should pretty much, little exhaustion there. My climb should pretty much be in the 40s, the temperature in the 40s from the bottom all the way up to the top. A little windy at the top, but man, I like climbing in the cold better than the heat. It's like 75 here now and 100% humidity. You can always put on more clothes, but you can only take off so many. Thank goodness for the occasional bench to rest on. I've been keeping up my pace pretty good. I think I've been doing 22 minute miles most of the way, but this last mile, my heart's just going so much faster to keep it up. And I didn't bring any water. My best hope is for it to start to rain again, but there's a little bit of sprinkle. I see blue skies up there. I do walk right by a hospital up here by the parking lot. I may go in there, get a liter of fluid, either as an IV, or maybe they still have their drinking fountains open. I know they won't have this halfway up Guadalupe Peak, or air conditioning. Wonderful air conditioning. And a place to rest in the shade for 5 minutes after drinking a half gallon of water out of the bathroom sink. Made it about half the distance from the hospital to the... It's funny using that as a landmark. It's sad using that as a landmark. Back to the start of the trail. Oh, I wish I could have brought some water with me. I didn't see any vending machines there, and I didn't have any money. Maybe I could have filled my hat with some water for the trail, because I am thirsty again already. Oh, what a mistake. Also, as I'm walking, keeping my face on the metal pole of the umbrella, because it's a little bit cool. I don't think it's more than the mid 70s right now, but with this humidity, it feels like mid 80s, and it is wiping me out. No park benches in this part of the park, but there's a concrete wall just the right height, so it'll do for a brief rest. I'm also using the umbrella because I didn't bring or wear any sunscreen. And I know I can already hear my father with his rhetorical question, what were you thinking? You weren't. And yeah, I have to admit that pretty much does sum it up. Am I competent to drive 6 hours from home and to climb to the highest peak of Texas unsupervised? I'm not sure I should be out in my own neighborhood without direct adult supervision. But in any case, I don't have any right now. Got another half mile to go. This is the steepest part of the trail in either direction. It's about 7 flights of stairs worth of climbing, but I've been feeling much better since having that water at the hospital. And so let's see how I do on this last stretch. Feels like I've been walking another 15 minutes, and I see I've gone 1/10 of a mile. It's like those nightmares where you're going down the hall and you think you're making progress, but the doorway at the end just keeps getting further and further away. Back to where I started. And so many things hurt. The feet, the knees, the hips, the back, the neck, the shoulders, basically everywhere where there's the arthritis, it hurts. But the leg muscles surprisingly feel like they could keep going. But then again, if you've seen that series about climbing Mount Everest, when Tim Mendez is very near the top, but he just does not have the strength to get up and back down safely. And he's talking to Russell Bryce on the radio because he wants to keep going. And Russell Bryce, the expedition leader, is telling him, if you go to the top, you will not get back down alive. But Tim Mendes is telling him, I still got a lot of leg in me. And yeah, I still got a lot of leg in me. But what good does that do when nothing else works?